For 4 days, Sachin has returned to the same spot, waiting for a woman who never arrives. Sunaina has effectively vanished, and the longer she stays missing, the more his emotional stability begins to crumble, replaced by a frantic, obsessive need for answers. When his friend Jogi points out the obvious, that the address she gave was fake and no one in the neighborhood knows her, Sachin doesn't see a red flag. He is convinced that the love he saw in her eyes is the only truth that matters. This illustrates how a mind under extreme stress creates a blind spot. To preserve his hope, Sachin's brain actively ignores the inconsistencies Jogi presents. This gap in his reasoning creates an opening, a space where his desperation can be manipulated by something else. Sachin's loyalty is absolute, but in this state, it is also dangerous. By refusing to accept reality, he has inadvertently stripped away his own mental defenses, making him susceptible to a very specific kind of psychological influence. When a person is this desperate for closure, they stop looking for the truth and start looking for a sign, any sign. This creates a doorway for a predatory force to step in and provide a narrative that fits the victim's grief. Unable to sleep, Sachin seeks out the silence as the roof up. He is looking for air to clear his head, but the isolated roof at night only serves to further detach him from the safety of his family downstairs. The silence is broken by a sound that matches his internal state, the heavy, rhythmic sobbing of a woman. He finds her near the water tank, but the Sunaina standing there is unrecognizable. She is covered in blood, with deep wounds on her hands and feet seeping onto the concrete, her face a mask of grief and pain. The entity tells him a story designed to maximize his guilt. She claims her family killed her because of their relationship. By framing herself as a martyr for their love, she ensures that Sachin feels responsible for her death. The vision is so overwhelming that Sachin's remaining logic fails. He isn't seeing a ghost. He is seeing the physical manifestation of his own worst fears, making it impossible for him to question the reality of the moment. She tells him it's over, that they are permanently separated by death, and that he must go on without her. For Sachin, this is the breaking point. The thought of a future without her is more terrifying than the apparition standing in front of him. It is at this moment of total collapse that the entity offers the escape. She tells him that if he joins her, they can finally be together. She makes death look like the only path back to his desire. In a state of total trance, Sachin approaches the railing. He doesn't see the drop or the danger. He only sees a bridge. He steps up onto the ledge, ready to leave everything behind. As he prepares to jump, the woman's face changes. The tears stop, and her expression of grief twists into a chilling, malicious grin. It is the look of a predator's victory. In this distorted state of mind, the mechanics of self-destruction are rewritten. The jump is no longer a fall, it is a reunion. He moves forward because he believes it is the ultimate romantic sacrifice. Jogi reveals what he found during the days Sachin was waiting. After the address led nowhere, Jogi spent his time digging through local archives and talking to elderly residents. He discovered that Sunaina never existed. The records revealed a woman named Razia who was betrayed and murdered in this neighborhood 15 years ago. Her tragedy created a repeating pattern. She adopts the face of whatever a young man desires most, using that image to lure them into the same fatal ending she suffered. Slumped in a chair, the weight of the deception finally hits Sachin. He realizes that his own obsession was the very tool the entity used to nearly kill him. He walks downstairs with his family, safe and physically unharmed. But as they enter the house, the sound of the woman sobbing doesn't fade. It remains clear and distinct in his ears, even though he knows no one is there. Jogi saved Sachin's life, but some intrusions go deeper than the physical. While the ledge is behind him, the sound of the crying remains, a permanent reminder that once a mind is open to a delusion, it can never be fully closed again.